It is Sunday afternoon, day post going to Mount Kosciuszko. Yesterday was a pretty insane day, still trying to grasp the reality of what happened. Felt like I compressed 2 days into one. It was quite a high that I went through. It was it was a big old adventure and pretty literally on top of the world, going to Australia's highest mountain. Pretty crazy, bit of a high emotionally. Had a good sleep last night, but like anything, highs comes with somewhat lows, but feeling pretty flat today. Trying to be present with that and not fight it so much. Feeling frustration today, feeling disconnected from others, but sort of just allowing it, working through the motion, just trying to allow it to come up and work through. And I know that sleep and getting back into routine and exercise and stuff like that just gets me back on track, and try not to beat myself up about it or get down on the emotion, just allowing it, being present with it. Tomorrow's a new day, more rest, recovery. My body is feeling surprisingly good. Had 8.5 hours sleep. The body battery on my watch was saying, I think it still shows, I think it shows 2 out of 100, which is a new record. But that's just I see it as a guide and not a true reference. I know my body pretty well. I could have run today, but definitely wasn't going to. I think it's a good guide and something to watch, especially metrics like heart rate variability and things like that. There definitely is a strong correlation between stress and lack of sleep with that one. It was interesting talking to Ned yesterday around sleep and something he's struggling with at the moment, and something that comes in waves, whether it's related to training or stress on the body, things are going on with your world. It's just something that needs to be high priority. I know, especially for myself. I probably had nearly 2 weeks of having probably under 6.5 hours sleep, and I really need 8 is my optimal. 7.5 to 8 is optimal for me, and it's the discipline of that's probably the hardest thing. And I think that's what's admirable for people that are in high level sports and stuff like tri, and that it's not just the exercise, it's all the things that go into it behind the scenes. It's probably the discipline's the ultimate factor. I think yesterday was something that inspired me, being around like-minded people, some people that are really pushing in the endurance sports stuff. I met a guy, Charlie Sutherland. He's just completed a run from Melbourne to Sydney, around 500 kilometres. Ned Brockman's obviously done some big ones across Australia, and then did 1,000 miles recently trying to break a record. So just that energy and that inspired me to do some of my own personal challenges, and UTA will be a good prep for some ideas that I've got in the pipeline. Just allowing what comes through. I think the weekend was just a really good example of how trying to surrender and listen to my intuition, my heart, whatever it is, that feeling. And the weekend was a big example of when I follow that, what happens. And I think meeting Danny on Friday was pretty special. He's an inspiring guy, and I briefly saw some of the content that I shot, the videos I got of him, and they look amazing. And even re-listening the audio and knowing a bit more about his story, it's pretty incredible to meet people like that. And I think seeing that really inspires me to do more, keep shooting, keep doing what I'm doing, keep being curious, open-minded, talking to people, accepting people, being empathetic, kind, and doing good things. And the world, when you surrender and be in your highest state, the universe transpires in your favour to achieve that you so desire. And I think for me it's about having that clarity in terms of a direction, but still feeling into the flow. I just created a reel from yesterday, just a bit of a highlight reel of what happened, and trying to just continually capture the journey. I think for me at the moment it's the balance of the thing that is of mine is the balance between the surrender, but also having goals and things to aim towards as well. But it's all there. It's trying to disconnect from the mind and feel into that feeling. I think building trust within myself is a big one. Whenever I trust that feeling and it's almost like I've lost trust with my mind, because it can be somewhat misleading. It's caused me a lot of, conflict over the years, and feeling into that feeling and building trust in that is probably most powerful for me. Big few shifts this year, big changes, a lot of change for a lot of people in 2025. Having Amanda here in Newcastle is a big change in my world. It seems a little surreal still. Last few days in general have been a bit like that. It's having time to stop and pause and appreciate what I do have as well. The bar for me continually raises, and it's good to have things to aim towards, but still coming back to being grateful for everything I do have, the people especially. I feel today's been it's good lessons as well in everything, and the people that not to allow your emotions to impact the people around you. And I think I'm a very introverted person, so yesterday was big for me, but in a good way. Definitely not push me out of my comfort zone, but just like tapping into that version of me that I'm trying to bring to the surface more. Today, feeling frustrated, disconnected, me wanting to just go back into my introverted place and be in solitude and recharge myself. It's where I get a lot of my energy from, is just in solitude, being just present with myself. But I think the emotion and the frustration and that comes up, and that feeling of wanting to be alone is okay, but also not trying to allow that, not impacting other people that are on my team and doing amazing things for me and looking out for me and want the best for me, and just providing so much support in many ways, and not allowing my emotions to disregard their influence on my life, and the gratitude and appreciation. And it's okay. I invite all the emotions, because they're part of the human experience, and frustration and anger and happiness, joy, sadness. They're all part of the journey, but just not allowing those to greatly impact the people around me. And yeah, I know I'm continually learning and growing and observing and expanding, and the version I am now is the greatest version I've ever been, and tomorrow and every day after is a continual progression. So I'm so proud of myself, and for yesterday, crazy experience, but I wasn't surprised that I was there. It's the work and the listening to my heart led me there. When he announced what they were doing, playing scissors, paper, rock. I was like, there was a feeling. I was like, oh, I know I'm getting on that bus. There was 20 people, and intuition just led me to getting there, meeting him, and just the whole thing. I can't wait to see all the content they shot, because it's going to be friggin' amazing. Some real highlights already this year. We're a third of the way in, and it's a crazy adventure. I learnt, not even questioning, but just observing and being present with Ned yesterday just taught me so much about myself and the world. And I think continually, because I'm so open-minded and curious, every time you're in presence with another human, you're taking away a small part of that person, whether that positive or negative. And it's continually surrounding myself with good people, and allowing those little things and taking away the positives of different people, and learning, and continually just trying to better myself. And so grateful and appreciative of everything that's happening in my life, and really trying to be present with that. And it's easy to lose track of where you've come from and where you are. So tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow we call it Monday. I call it, tomorrow can be Sunday. They're all just days to me. It doesn't really make Monday or Sunday. Today I am most grateful for nature. Happy Sunday. Peace.